What's up, everybody? It's Dakota, and we're a few days removed from the Pokemon Direct that we got a few days ago. I'm talking about what I have up here, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon being one of the few things that were more or less spoiled or talked about in the Pokemon Direct. Um, this is kind of a video just discussing like my thoughts about it. It's a few days after I've had time to think about it, process it, really think about it. I didn't want to give a first impression on it because when I saw it, I was very unimpressed. Um, we basically got a Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch, like people wanted, like what I wanted, just to give me an extra reason to go out and buy a Nintendo Switch, other than Breath of the Wild. And we got Pokken Tournament with everything that's for the Wii U version, except we have, I think it was 5 new characters. Five, yeah, 5 new playable characters, and I'm gonna guess probably just end up looking better just because it's on a console that should be more powerful and faster than the Wii U. And for that, I thought it was pretty. I thought it was pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. Pokemon Tournament being a game that's on the Nintendo Switch is a good thing, but at the same time, it's kind of, to me, it's meh. Like, it's not gonna really make me go out and buy one unless there's like some sweet special edition, uh, not Wii U, Nintendo Switch that has like its own casing and all this other stuff, like specially made for it. Other than that, I'm not really looking to go get a Switch just to pick up that and Breath of the Wild. Also, in that little ad that they showed us, or commercial that they showed us for a Pokken Tournament, it had 2 boys playing on their 2DSs or their 3DSs, and they were playing Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, which I displayed up here. Not much was really said about it. It's just supposed to enhance the adventure more or less for the game, which for me, I still haven't even beaten Pokemon Sun and Moon. I got the day that it came out, and it just has been one of the few Pokemon games that just can't hold my interest for long enough to be able to at least sit down and beat it. For whatever reason, the game's beautiful, the game's great. I don't knock it for not being a good game. It's just something about it just won't keep my attention. It just doesn't keep me engaged in it. And I'm on the fence about getting this because, again, I'm a sucker for anything Pokemon. Like, as soon as I saw this direct, I'm like, holy crap, I gotta watch it. I want to see what they're gonna introduce and everything. The last one they did was pretty cool, and this is just kind of a lackluster thing for me because it's just not something that's super interesting to me personally, but I'm sure to the other millions of people that have bought Pokemon Sun and Moon and loved it, that they're gonna go out and snatch this up as soon as it comes out. Granted, all this stuff is coming out towards the end of this year. I believe September 22nd is the Wii U, or the Nintendo Switch release of Pokken Tournament, and I think a few days after, like maybe a week or two after that comes out, we get a worldwide release of Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun. And the last thing that they talked about in the Direct was adding Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver to the Nintendo shop, online shop for the 3DS and 2DS, which, if anybody has ever like talked to me, or if I'm pretty sure I've even said it in a video before, Gen 2 is probably one of my least favorite ones, just because I feel like it's way longer, which isn't bad. It's just, I prefer playing the other games. Like, between Gen 2 and Gen 5, like Gen 5 is my least favorite, and then like Gen 2 is like right there with it. It's just above it. So for me, I'll probably end up buying it. I'll probably end up playing it just because I love the older games. I love older Generation 2. I don't really care for the remake of it. The only thing I really liked was the little Pokewalker that it came with, which is kind of cool. But other than that, I'm not really sold on the Gen 2 re-release of the original. I think it's cool. I like it. Even though it is like my second least favorite, I'll probably still end up getting a copy of Gold or a copy of Silver. I'm calling it a day. I already own 2 physical copies of the game, and I might just pick it up for my 3DS and I might carry it around and start playing it more. I don't know, but from this, after I kind of thought about everything, because again, I saw a Pokemon tournament for the Nintendo Switch. Wasn't really impressed, but I thought it was really cool. Ultra Sun and Moon, again, not super impressed, but thought it was really cool. And the re-release of the second generation of Pokemon games minus Crystal, again, something that's really cool, but nothing that I'm like super sold on and interested in. Like I said, I might pick up a copy, or pick up as in download a copy of it, just to be able to play, because I believe just like the first generation, they enhanced it so you can actually play online with people. So I might just do that just to be able to trade and play online and stuff. I love the older Pokemon games. I love the older Nintendo games in general. But all in all, from this Direct, I'm very unimpressed. Even after sitting on it and thinking about it for the last few days, very unimpressed with it. I think they really need to come out with like a new Pokemon Stadium type game. There's so much potential, especially with the Switch and how it's set up and everything and how you can use it. There's so much potential for a, not live action, but for a Pokemon Stadium or a Pokemon Battle Coliseum type game. It's insane, and I honestly, I want to play it. Like, I will buy a Switch straight up, like, as soon as this thing is released and I figure out if there's a special edition one or there's one that comes with a copy of the game, I'll snatch it up and buy it. Like, that's literally like, that's like my one selling point is like, there's at least 2 games. If there's at least 2 games for the Switch, I will go out and buy it. I went out and bought a Wii U regardless of whatever games were out at the time, just so I could play Mario Kart 8 and get Zelda Wind Waker for free. Like, that was what sold me. Is like, all right, there's 2 games right off the bat I can play. I can play the old games on the Wii and everything that me and my friends like playing. That's cool. Like, that's enough for me to buy it and at least invest some time in it. And I got a lot of good stuff out of it. And of course, I bought a few other games and stuff for it along the way and everything. And it's great. But so far, even though the Switch has only been out for less than a year, there's just nothing that I want to go out and get and buy that would make me want to sit down and actually play it when I got all this other stuff going on. But all in all, again, to recap, the recap of the recap, very, very unimpressed. I'm hoping there's another one here soon, like in the next, I don't know, probably like 6 months. Hopefully they kind of surprise us with a remake of Gen 4, because I really want that remake. That's probably one of my favorite generation, probably my second favorite generation they've made, and I just want to be able to, I don't know, play it. I guess I have like an older copy of it. That's how it is with a lot of games. I have an older copy of it, but I want to play the newer one. Just because there's some things that newer versions of them do that the older ones just can't do. You know, I like the updated style of the 3D, being able to walk diagonally and freely in this case if you're playing Pokemon Sun and Moon. And it just feels better, it looks better, it's a lot more fun to play. Well, that's actually a lot. I really like playing the older ones better than the newer ones. But it's just something about it, and I really hope that sometime in the next few months, or realistically like next 6 to 8 months, that we get another Pokemon Direct, we get another something that will spark something to make a remake of at least any of the other games, or do a re-release of the updated version of Gen 1. But that's just me. This is me speaking my opinion. This is kind of a thing that I've been doing on my channel for a while. It's just kind of giving something a few days just to kind of relax, sit back on it, actually look at it, and be as critical of it as I can be without being overly critical. And in all honesty, I'm really let down by the Pokemon Direct. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about it. Feel free to leave a comment and tell me if you're actually excited for any of the stuff that they talked about in the Nintendo Direct. If there's something that I might have missed, or something that they're talking about now. As far as I know, that this is really like the bigger set of news that we're going to get for Pokemon this year. Obviously, other than last year getting a new generation. And to preface, I'm not expecting a new generation. I don't want a new generation yet. But I want like a main a main title game, whether it ends up being on the Switch, where it's a Pokemon Battle Coliseum or a Pokemon Gales of Darkness HD or XD, not HD, my bad, or make an HD remake of that. That would be pretty cool. I'd buy and play that. And yeah, that's all I really got. And make sure to leave a comment if there's something I missed, or if there's something that about this that you're actually excited for, or there's some details that I missed. I would love to talk about it. And that's going to wrap it up for me in this video. I will see you guys next time.